Okay guys, here we are at the LA Fitness that I go to at the ass crack of dawn. Today we are going to start our exercise with glute activation exercises. I use this hoop circle, glute loop, whatever you want to call it, to really just start getting my glutes activated. I usually do abduction movements like this one right here. And then I go for like donkey kicks just to really make sure that those upper portion of my glutes are awake for the compound movements that I will be doing later. I also like to really incorporate pulse movements into my activation exercises because this really just burns out those glutes. As you can see, I'm really starting to feel the burn all over. Like I am sweating at this point. I am just this sweaty mess. But anyways, glute activation exercises are really important for people like myself who are quad dominant. Here I am doing glute bridges to really just engage those glutes. Oh, feel that burn. Here I am doing banded squats and kind of just going back and forth like side to side. Because this is also like an abduction movement where you're kind of engaging the outer portion of those glutes. Here I am doing banded walks. Usually I go 15 steps one way and then the other, but there are people there, so really couldn't do that. But anyways, I will be including a link to the bands that I use down below, just so then you guys can take a look. They're really affordable and they are key equipment, okay? Like I am really cheap, and if you really want to just step up your fitness game, I think these things are absolutely necessary. First exercise that I am doing weighted is the straight leg Romanian deadlift, and I just want you guys to look at something real quick. Look at this. Why on God's green earth am I bouncing like that? Like, why are my knees doing that? Anyways, you want to make sure that you're keeping your back in a neutral straight position. Do not curve, do not lift with your back. And really focus on getting a good squeeze at the top of this exercise. Next up, we are moving to my favorite glute building machine, the hip abduction machine. Okay, this works to really just engage the outer portion of your glutes and help with hip dips. I know that that is a case of like bone structure that causes hip dips, so you can't really technically fix that, but I've seen some development in that area, and I believe it also targets the upper portion of the glutes. I want to say that's the minimus. I don't know, I'm not an expert. All I know is I really feel a good burn all over in this one, and positioning myself seated forward really helps to engage more portions of your glutes. I know the seating position will change the way that you feel this exercise. Now we are going into the hamstring curl. You really want to be focusing on the eccentric portion of this exercise. So when your legs are going up, you want to keep that slow and controlled. This will make sure that the entirety of the exercise you are putting tension onto those muscles. Also, on a side note, while editing this video, I unplugged my phone from my MacBook and lost a whole bunch of files. So we will be missing a couple quad exercises, but yeah, next up we will be doing a quad exercise, so just thought I'd let you know. Also, my knees are starting to hurt. Now, using the seated leg press, I am taking on a wide stance to really make sure that I am engaging more of my glutes. And as you can see, I start to lift with my heels. That is vital for this to really just hit those glutes. But this is still very much a quad dominant exercise. Now I vary my stance to be more narrow so then I engage more of those quads. And yeah, definitely feeling it. You want to make sure that your knees don't pass your toes because that is very important for proper form. Using the same machine, I am now going for a one-legged press, and I'm turned off to my side to make sure that I am hitting those hips. Unfortunately though, as you might have noticed in the other clips, I am not able to go as deep as I want to in some of these exercises because the machine literally stops me. So if you guys have a better leg press that you can work off of, I'd recommend that. The other leg press that I typically use was occupado, so I settled for this one. And again, just make sure that your knee is not passing your toes. While I'm still at this machine, I'm going to incorporate some single-legged leg presses just to work on some stability, and I'm also going to work out my calves. Look at those bad boys. I honestly don't know why I have such developed calves because I hardly work them, but excuse me. Next up, I will be utilizing the lying down hamstring curl machine to do a variation of a glute bridge / hip thrust. All of the benches and squat racks were taken, so I couldn't have any of those for the setup for this exercise, but honestly, this is a great alternative if you're looking for a quick workout and really hate the setup. You want to make sure that you're keeping your spine neutral. You can do this by tucking in your chin and really just make sure that you are essentially locking out at the top. What this means is making sure that your body, your torso is kind of parallel to like your kneecaps, if that makes sense. Just to really make sure you're getting that good squeeze at the top. And like with any exercise, varying your foot position and your stance will change the way that you feel this exercise. And so in this one, I believe I narrowed my stance and pointed my toes outwards to really just make sure that I was engaging my glutes properly. Now, I will say with this machine method, you are not getting the full range of this movement that you would be getting if you were on a proper bench setup. But as you can see, I am now going to incorporate some pulses so then I get a good glute burnout. Here I'm hopping onto the leg extension just to make sure I'm hitting those quads. To wrap up my quick glute workout, we are going to be doing some pulley machine exercises. This is a straight leg kickback. You want to make sure that you are keeping your back neutral as always and kind of swinging back. Don't use momentum necessarily, but as you can see, I'm starting to bend my knee slightly, and this just makes sure that I am just kind of focusing on using my glutes to do this exercise rather than like just full on swinging back. I find that that engages it more. And then I'm going to incorporate some lateral raises of my leg, so this hits the outer portion, the hips. Up next, we are doing side lunges with this pulley. This just adds a little bit more resistance and focuses on the outer portion of those glutes. Now, to finalize this workout, I want to show you one of my favorite exercises, the pull through. So, as you can see, I am really bending my knees in this, and this is something really important to kind of keep in mind while exercising. You will start to realize that certain positions, certain forms will impact certain muscle groups. So this one, I was really feeling it in my quads until I kind of stopped bending at the knees, as you can see here, and I started to really feel it in my glutes instead. It is absolutely okay for trial and error, and I found that this stance, I guess, in this position allowed me to better activate my glutes. So you don't always have to get it right the first time around, but just make those minor adjustments to really kind of get the most out of your workout. Okay guys, so I am doing the obligatory self-checkout in the mirror after my workout. Obviously, I am not the glute master, okay? Look at that glute. Look at that butt.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Tiny butts deserve love too. But yeah, that wraps this workout. Oh god. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more beginner guides to fitness, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. And don't forget to hit that bell notification button so you guys can see what the heck I am up to on a weekly basis. But until next time, I'm ready to get a snack.